go in. 1/6 is the trip. Here's John.
Gates back and they're off and racing. Social City a little bit pedestrian from the gates there in the Fairwood Brasserie Handicap. We're over essentially 1 mile and 6 furlongs, and through the very early stages of the contest it's Coral Work, the grey, who comes through to just about lead, although Winclavey has taken up his customary prominent position as well. Then Crescent Lake in the green and purple colours. Right on the inside there is Later Darling, who's in advance of Crescent Lake, and then Social City, the slowish starter, is at the rear of the field. So they're making their way round the turn, and they'll be heading around the home turn very shortly, and it's Winclavey in the hands of Holly Doyle, to in second position Coral Work, followed then by Later Darling with Rob Hornby in the saddle. They're then followed by Crescent Lake, who were the best turned out in the parade ring prior to racing. Social City is still at the back of the field. Kevin Slott just looking down there at something on Coral Work. Hopefully all is well as they make their way through or down the home straight, still with well over a circuit to go. And it's Winclavey, who is a course winner here at Chelmsford City, leads the Coral Work in second. Later Darling, the spotted jacket, has gone the shortest way throughout, and Crescent Lake racing in fourth, and right at the back of the field is Social City. So they've passed us and they're embarking on their final circuit of the track, around about 7 furlongs just over left to go. And it's Winclavey, who's had a fairly easy time of things out in front, not been a really slow gallop, but it hasn't been a breakneck one either. Winclavey, the Coral Work, who's just being nudged along there, the grey in second. Later Darling is poised in third. Crescent Lake is in fourth spot, and still at the rear of the field is Social City. So they're making their way inside the final 3/4 of a mile now, and it's Winclavey in the hands of Holly Doyle in the green and purple colours. So Coral Work, the grey in second. Later Darling is covering all of Winclavey's moves. One's going rather wide now is Social City, just taking a more anti-social route, if you like, and coming through to try and take things up. So it looks like Ross O'Ryan has decided he's not happy with the way this race is going tactically, and has come through to just about lead from Winclavey up the inside in second. Then Later Darling in third. Coral Work is now being nudged along, has been relegated to last as Crescent Lake goes past that one. So the race has changed a little bit as they make their way down towards the final 3 furlongs. Winclavey now being challenged by Social City, who might have used quite a bit of itself to make that run. Up the inside it's all working out beautifully for Later Darling, who's still going very nicely in third, and then Crescent Lake is trying to get involved as well. Swinging for home, 2 furlongs left to go. The Pro Cush has now been drawn by Holly Doyle aboard Winclavey, pulled out for a run Social City. Here now comes Crescent Lake, who's just sat and watched all this happen and now comes through to take it up, and it's Crescent Lake for Tom Queally, who goes on to Winclavey in second. Then after that Social City and Later Darling, but inside the final furlong they go. Crescent Lake, the best turned out in the parade ring beforehand, is going to win this race in the end in a common canter. Crescent Lake to Winclavey, who's finished in second. Third horse home Social City. Fourth was Later Darling.
Crescent Lake is absolutely bolted up here for Tom Queally and Gary Moore, and showing them a clean pair of heels. Wins at 9-2, was stepping right back up in trip, and has seen him to really good effect on just his third start for the Gary Moore team, who've been in great order. And we're going to have to head over from